In the last class, we have just finished the general characters and this classification of class A's. Okay, we are going to continue, and today we are starting with its subclasses. What are its characters? And first one is Archaeornithes, that is fossil birds. Regarding that, we are going to see now subclass Archaeornithes. It includes ancient fossil birds of Jurassic period. They are very ancient and they are not present now. They exist only in Jurassic period. Wings. Wings are actually forelimbs modification. It has only very less power to flight, and also those forelimbs are with three clawed fingers. Claws means nakam. Three clawed fingers are present in that wings. Coming to the tail, they are long tail, and also it is tapering with two rows of rectrices. Rectrices, some terms will come along with this chapter. You need to familiarize it with. So, rectrices means the feathers that is present in the tail. So, that is rectrices. What is the arrangement? There are two rows of rectrices on its tail. Next is about a skull. In this type of birds, that its beak looks like jaws, and also those jaws are having teeth, and those teeth are located inside socket. Socket means the bits that is carry that the teeth. That's about its beak. Coming to vertebrae, vertebrae is amphicoelous. Amphicoelous vertebrae means what? Amphicoelous vertebrae here. This is the amphicoelous vertebrae, and it's both anterior and posterior end. This one, anterior and posterior end, both are convex. That type of vertebrae is amphicoelous vertebrae. And sternums. What is sternum? Sternum, we know that is a skeletal structure seen at junction of our rib case. And here the specialty is that usually the birds possess a keel. Keel is a wedge-shaped bone, and regarding this keel, I have explained to you in the last class. Anyway, I'm just showing that sternum we can see in this way, and attached to that sternum is present that keel, and to this keel the flight muscles are attaching. Flight muscles. That means it is mainly helping the bird for good flight. So that keel is absent. That means these birds are not good at flying for long distances. Okay. Next, abdominal ribs are present. Then ribs also depending upon its position, we can tell some ribs are abdominal, and those ribs present in thoracic region are thoracic ribs. And regarding the thoracic ribs, they are slender, and also they are not having uncinate process. Uncinate process also we have seen in the last class. Associated with each ribs there is a process. If you want to see, then I will go back and show you here. You can see that uncinate process. Okay, that uncinate process is also is absent in this case of birds because they are all fossil birds. Example of the bird that coming under this subclass is Archaeopteryx. Archaeopteryx, it is very important. It is a connecting link between reptiles and birds. So don't skip this. Archaeopteryx. In the Earth chapter, everybody have to learn about this Archaeopteryx. Its character that is sharing with the reptiles, and also those characters it share with the birds. That also you need to by heart under to separate headings, and it's very important question. Okay. Next, we are going to see that Archaeopteryx. What is its significance? It is the earliest known fossil bone and is discovered in 1861 in Germany. Morphological features. It is 50 centimeter in length. Its wingspan. What is mean by its wingspan? Wingspan means it is the distance from the tip of one wing to the tip of another wing. We take a straight line, what will be its length? That will be its wing span. Okay. Then what about its length? It is 25 to 60 centimeter, that much width. Then look at its tail. Tail is long and tapering and is supported by 18 to 20 vertebrae and 2 rows of feathers. Otherwise, tail feathers. What's its name? Rectrices. Okay. Then the beak. Beak, it is short with the teeth. Teeth also we can see here. If you watch it very closely, we can see the teeth in the beak. Okay. Then that teeth is positioned inside sockets of the jaw bones. And coming to forelimbs, it is modified into wing, and that wings have very less power to fly. And 3 clawed fingers also present in that wings. Then hind limbs. Hind limbs are having 4 toes, 4 hind limb fingers, that is toes. Then coming to skeleton, furcula is present. Furcula, what is furcula? Do you remember that in the last class also I explained? Furcula is a V-shaped bone. V-shaped bone means in our case we can see there are 2 bones in this shoulder. These 2 bones. These 2 bones joined in the case of bows to form a V-shaped skeletal support. That structure is called furcula. That furcula is present here also. And sternum is present, but it is without keel. Vertebrae is amphicylous. Amphicylous means anterior and posterior, yet both are convex. What about the nature? Nature means they are what about its habit regarding flight or anything? They are arboreal glider. Glider means it is cursorial. Cursorial means its limbs are more adapted for running behind the predator. More than that of flying, it's more adapted. Its limbs are adapted for running to get it prey. Okay. Next, the important portion of the Archaeopteryx, which are the characters it share with the reptiles. Coming to head, its head means its jaws means that beak. That beak is with the homodont teeth. That is a character of reptiles. And brain, it is cylindrical with the cerebral hemispheres. That are also a character of reptiles. That character is present in Archaeopteryx. Then skeletal related features is amphicylous vertebrae. Amphicylous vertebrae is a character of reptiles, mostly in the case of sphenodon. What is sphenodon? Sphenodon is garden lizard. And trunk and tail vertebrae are not fused. They are easily movable. That also a character of reptiles. The case of birds, they are mostly fused for helping in good flight. Then free cervical and abdominal ribs. Cervical ribs, and cervical ribs means the ribs seen immediately after the neck portion, cervical, and abdominal ribs. Then regarding the tail, it is supported by how many vertebrae? 3 caudal vertebrae, and it is almost lizard-like. Sternum is present, and but is wholly developed without keel. That also a feature of reptiles. Body is having some scales. One is body and limbs. And regarding the forelimbs, it is modified as wings. And also the forelimbs are with the 3 clawed fingers. The picture shown here is not of that Archaeopteryx. Just shown here only to see the position of carpals and metacarpals. Don't misunderstand that. As it is mentioned here as only 3 fingers, then how came this much fingers here? Don't think like that. This is not the fingers or fingers of that Archaeopteryx. Okay. Its fingers, there are 3 fingers, 3 clawed fingers are present. And carpals and metacarpals, this is carpal and this is metacarpal. They are free, not much fused. Fused with the carpo-metacarpus bone. That is another feature, and that feature is also a character of reptiles. Then hind limbs. Coming to hind limbs, that pelvic girdle. Regarding the pelvic girdle means is a bone that hold the hind limbs. 2 limbs are there. That 2 limbs are held jointly with the help of a bone. That bone is called the pelvic girdle. Okay, and the pelvic girdle has 3 major types of bones: ilium, ischium, and pubis. And in this case of Archaeopteryx, that ilium and this red portion and the green portion, that is ischium, they are separate. It is not fused. That is also a character of reptiles. Then which are characters it have as birds? Avian characters. Coming to the body, a presence of contour feathers and wing feathers. There are 2 types of feathers, and this Archaeopteryx possesses that 2 types of feathers. That is a feature of birds. Then forelimbs are modified to wings with feathers. That is another character common to birds. Then hind limbs. They are elongated hind limbs with the 4 clawed toes are there. 4. One more is there here. It's not visible. Then hallux means first digit is directed backwards. And regarding the skeleton, skull is large and it is monocondylic, means that also I explained in the former class. I have only one opening, one hole to connect with the vertebrae. That is also a general characteristics of birds. And also with the fused bones. Presence of furcula. Furcula means that V-shaped bone. It's also another character of birds. Then foot with the metatarsus bone. That is another feature of birds. Then head. Jaws are modified to beak. So they are called because of these features. These features means reptilian and avian features. They considered as a connecting link between reptiles and birds, and that is its importance. Okay. Then we are going to next subclass, that is Neornithes. Its members all extant and extinct. Extant means some members are existing presently also, and some are extinct. And also they are post-Jurassic birds. Post-Jurassic means after Jurassic period. Then regarding the head, jaw means jaws or beak are present. They are toothless. Then large and well-developed cerebellum is present. Regarding the tail, it is reduced with the tail feathers arranged like a fan. Tail is present, it possesses feathers, and that feathers are arranged in the form of a fan. Regarding the wings, it is more adapted for flight when compared with that of Archaeopteryx. And 3 fingers are present in that wings without claws. But in the case of Archaeopteryx, it is with claws. Here, it is without claws. Then skeleton, the vertebrae is heterocylous. This is a very important, unique feature of birds that have more capability to flight. Also, heterocylous vertebrae. Heterocylous vertebrae is what is heterocylous vertebrae? Hetero means different. There is no uniquity. Means we can't say that whether its anterior side is convex, posterior side is concave. In that specified confined way, we can define it. That types of vertebrae is called heterocylous vertebrae. It is a notable unique feature present in birds. Pygostyle is present. What is pygostyle? Pygostyle is a structure skeletal structure formed by the union of caudal vertebrae. Gives it is a support. It is a good feature that helps the birds for flight. The sternum is present with keel. It's additional structure that is supporting good flight. Then carpals. Carpals are fused with metacarpals. In Archaeopteryx, it is not fused. And form carpo-metacarpals. The thoracic ribs with unicinate processes, but abdominal ribs without unicinate process. Then we are coming to the superorder coming under this subclass. First superorder is Paleognathae or Ratitae. They are modern flightless birds. They are modern birds itself but flightless. In this birds, the wings are rudimentary. Rudimentary means wings is present but it is not functional, not that much significant in that case of such birds. Feathers are without interlocking barbules. There is another feature. Means interlocking barbules is a good feature for those birds that are good in flight. Interlocking barbules, I will show that this is the barbules. Means these are some structures that emerge from the sub branch of the feather. This is the main that kill feather, and from that that main branch is called rachis, and from that main branch emerge some side branches. They are called barbs, and from that barbs again some branches are emerged. Structures are emerged, they are called barbules. And in the case of birds that were good in flight, have interlocking barbules. And that interlocking character, it is lacking in the case of these flightless birds. Pectoral muscles are poorly developed. And head, regarding the head, teeth are absent. Coming to tail, rectrices means flight feathers of the tail is absent or irregularly arranged, not in a regular pattern. Then coming to the caudal vertebrae, caudal vertebrae are free, and pygostyle is small. Pygostyle means is a skeletal structure formed by the union of caudal vertebrae. And a small or absent, that also is structure that is that should be there for supporting flight. Then body, sternum is flat present, but it is flat and is not having a keel. So keel also we know that it should be a structure in the case of birds good at flight. So vocal organ syrinx is absent. Syrinx is a vocal organ of birds. It is absent in the case of this one. Then coming to skeleton, ribs are not having that unicinate process. Sometimes unicinate process are present, but it is vestigial. Vestigial means it is not having any significance, no role. Then oil gland, usually it is absent. Regarding the reproductive aspect, males are with a large erectile penis. Females are with clitorius. Clitorius is somewhat similar to the penis-like structure in the male. Young ones are precocious. Precocious means it is fully developed with a covering of feathers. Means young ones are fully developed with a covering of feathers when they are born. Examples for this type of birds are kiwi, struthio, young. For learning about its examples, we can have another class in next section. By this, then we can stop here. Thank you.